Okay, hello everybody. It is me, Cash1656 here again, and I know it's been a while since I did a video, so I decided I'd come on here. First of all, I'd like to say thank you all for still watching my channel, even though I haven't put out a new video in like a month or two. Sorry about that, I've been really busy with school and stuff, also with my job. So yeah, this is a makeup tutorial for Halloween again. Okay, now this effect will only work really well if you're sitting down or are staying in one position all night. And also, I do not have everything to make this effect work properly, so I will tell you right now, you will also have to add to this a bone. So what I'm doing today is a blown off knee effect. And for this you'll need liquid latex, spirit gum, some blood, regular liquid stage blood, and some thick blood, which is what I have right here. You'll need either some brushes, or what I have is some popsicle sticks. They work really well as well. You'll need some cotton balls. You will need some wax. And you will also need some makeup sponges, some bruise colors, stipple brush, and then if you want, you can have whatever colors you want as well that are like dark colors for cuts and stuff. Like I have a whole burn set right here that I'll be using, and some brushes for those. So now that we have all the stuff we need, let's really get started. Okay, now the last time I did this effect, it took me about 2 hours to complete. So I will try and make this fast. Alright, first you'll need your knee. Whatever knee you're gonna do it to, have that. If you have hairy legs, I suggest you shave the area that you're going to be applying this to. Otherwise, you will have a lot of pain when you take this off later. So, okay. So, now what you want to do is reposition yourself so that whatever knee you're doing this to, happens to be this one for me, is in a position where you cannot see the rest of the leg. So my suggestion is sit on it like so. Okay? So, like I was saying, at an angle sort of like this. Okay? Now, this may be uncomfortable, but it works. Okay? So, after you do that, you want to take your spirit gum right here, and you want to apply it all over the knee. Okay? Spirit gum is just used for making stuff stick really well, and and you'll see why I use it after this. So, now once you have spirit gum covering the whole thing, you want to take your cotton ball, and as I've already done, I've cut it, or I've formed it into different things, and you want to apply it. So, now that we have that on, we need to add some liquid latex. So, we take our liquid latex, we get our leg in that position again, and we start applying it. Now that you have all the liquid latex applied how you want it, you can take the wax and you can add bigger holes and different things such as that in it. And you do this just by taking it out. You just take the wax, scoop out a little bit, roll it into a ball, like so. So you make it into a little ball like that, and then you flatten it out, and really you just put it wherever you want, and then you mold it into whatever shape you want. And you can use a popsicle stick also to carve it out if you don't want to get your hands all sticky. You never want to make this look pretty or anything. You don't want it to be even or anything like that. Like, you don't want it to be symmetrical or anything. You want this to have a very unbalanced and unbalanced look to it. Okay, I'm not going to add too much wax because I want to keep this video short. So now, with that sponge you had earlier, you can either cut it or just rip it into little pieces like I have done. Keep these pieces with many different edges on them so that when you do apply them, it will give it more dimension. Okay? So, we take those pieces and we put some more liquid latex on real quick. And then on top of that liquid latex, we'll apply these pieces so that they dry with it. Okay, so we just put a little dot on, and then we apply the piece. And then after you get the piece on, like I've just done right here, as you can see, we just take some more liquid latex and we cover it to make sure that it will stick. And now we dry it again. Okay, now what I did forget to do actually was to put more liquid latex over the wax. So let's do that, okay? We just do what we did before. Lightly coat all the wax you put down in liquid latex. Now, I do this because it makes it a whole lot easier with the wax I use to actually apply the foundation and all the different colors that I have. If you have an airbrush, you will not have to do this. Main problem with that is I do not have any paints for my airbrush, so I have to make do with just my little bit of stage makeup that I have. If you're actually looking into becoming a makeup artist, I suggest you look into getting an airbrush because they are very helpful. I use them at my job now as a makeup artist, and they cut down the time by at least 20 minutes. It is amazing how much they help. Okay, now you may all be wondering why I used some little pieces of foam, basically foam brushes to add some texture to it. It's because it soaks up the blood and the different colors very nicely, and it gives a much more realistic look to it. So now, after you have it like this, which is my basic look for it, or at least my basic base for it, you can start actually applying foundation and different colors. So my suggestion is always start with your darkest color. And I suggest you also have a brush for each different set of colors that you have. So if it's a black, get your own brush for the black color. If it's red, if it's a different shades of red, get a different one for that. So now what you'll want to do is to get the black first and fill in, not completely, but most of it, all the different crevices so that it gives the appearance that it's deeper. So yeah, let's start. So now that we have all the black in there, we want to start to slowly change up from the darker colors to the lighter ones. We do this because the darker colors will outweigh the light ones later if we actually waited to apply them. So we do the dark ones first. Okay, so as you can see, I'm cleaning my brush because I only have a few brushes. So if you are limited on your brushes, you can just clean one off and use another, and use the same one for it. Now I'm going to next do a little bit of a somewhat dark red. Well, actually no, more of a medium plum. That's the color. My suggestion is you don't have to have this color. You can just use some regular reds and stuff. But the more color that you actually have in here, the better the effect will turn out. So I do suggest you have at least 3 different types of reds, because the more red and all that you have, it actually does look a lot better. It gives it that more realistic look. Also, make sure when you're applying all this, you do not use like nice clean brush strokes. Make it look rough and messy and unintentional, because the less intentional it looks, the better the effect. Okay, so you keep this going until you have every inch of your knee covered that you want covered. And you can either cover the whole thing in all the colors, or you can do as I'm doing and just doing a few of the colors on the actual wound itself. Okay, so yeah, keep applying different colors, and then when you're happy with that, stop applying the colors. And yeah, the next part of the video will come up soon.